Hey everybody, it's brunching time. It's that time of week again. So we are back on your screen. And yes, we have a guest today. We have Alex here with us today. He's going to be filling in for Terry, the guru, and for E Digger. So we're going to have an interesting time. But you look sad, Ashley. We're going to have a good day. You're so right.
We're going to have a great time.
We're going to have a good time. But before we can, I got to play some music for you like I always do.
Catch me in the club or something. D-boys talking, they front. Jack boys won't smoke, they ain't running. They rather pull that thing on you, that's how they make money. I wanna sit sideways, from backside to side, hit the highway. Do $150 top down, speed raid. You ain't fooling with me, you be acting fool gay.
All right, so we are here again. And last week there was so many things that happened and so many things that went on. So there was a Super Bowl. I know, Ashley, this is your favorite topic. I know you love sports. I know you love sports. But we're not going to be talking about the game itself. And if you don't watch the Super Bowl, I'm a Ravens fan, so I could have cared less. But Kansas City Chiefs won. But there was a halftime show that happened. And people are absolutely outraged by it. If you did not watch it, it was Shakira and Miss J.Lo who actually were the performers. She spoke in Spanish, or they both spoke in Spanish. They brought out some kids in some cages. They had leotards. They was half naked. There was a pole at some point.
I did notice the kids in the cages.
Yeah.
Oh God. I did miss that too, but I knew where that was coming from.
Yeah, she came out with Puerto Rico flag with the United States on it. What do you think that Matilda from the Midwest is really hating on her? How did you feel about the halftime show, Alex, as a dancer, as a choreographer? How did you feel about the show?
So, first I will say that I'm not into football as much. So when I was scrolling through social media, I seen everybody was talking about it. So everyone was comparing her to Beyonce, she's better than Beyonce and all that stuff. So I went ahead and I checked this the show out at that point on their website, and I felt like she did really good. Now, my personal opinion, I just kind of look at the overall set, how they move, the moving from the images from the bigger standpoint, the bigger picture. There was a lot of inclusion. She had young talent in there. It looked like there were a lot of people from her daughter's classmates. I honestly thought it was really, really good. Now, mind you, J.Lo's 50, and
yes.
I'll tell you, at 31, what she's doing is amazing. Yes, absolutely. So I was not offended. I will say that I did not understand when she slid and grabbed between her legs. Her legs were open towards the camera. That I just that wasn't necessary.
I saw that part.
That stuck out to me. I just felt like it wasn't necessary for the whole entertainment factor of it. But I didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel like it was overly raunchy. I didn't feel like it was inappropriate. I felt like it was J.Lo. She represented her brand. She picked her songs. I felt like it was Shakira. She represented her brand. She picked her songs. They're both phenomenal entertainers. I don't know why people are trying to compare them to Beyonce, but I thought they did a good job. So
we're all in the beehive here, just so
right, basically.
We are too.
Yeah,
we are you in the beehive.
Hold on, I won't put no stings on people's pages, but I'll let them know if you're about to get started. And I say, I just need a little bit of a push. I'm more of a Nicki's kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
But I 100% love Beyonce's talent. She is the hardest working Black woman in our time, in our generation. She is phenomenal. As a person that does dance a lot, to dance and sing for hours and hours and hours, as well as she's doing it professionally, she's done it. She is absolutely amazing.
She's amazing.
So
were you offended, Ashley? Though, by J.Lo? You said you saw the leg thing and you was like, I don't know.
So I felt like her outfit was purposely to draw you into her crotch. So I think the entire performance was good.
Okay.
But that first outfit she had on with the
it's like a side skirt.
What's it called?
It was like a side skirt. She said it was more like a body suit that had her legs kind of out, and it was like a side skirt thing she threw off to the side while she was on the pole.
Okay. All right.
Listen, I don't know what all that is, but it was attention grabbing.
Okay.
It was attention grabbing. Mm-hmm. But in general, I mean, because the guys went crazy in the room, I'll tell you that much. They were all sitting there. They were all in, the older guys, the younger guys, the little kids. Everybody was intrigued.
What? Say what now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't offended by it. Again, like I said, Cher has been at the Super Bowl. We all know how Cher do. Mm-hmm. Cher never has on clothes ever, and she's about 107.
And so you can't forget Janet Jackson showing her boobs.
Right, exactly. That was more intentional because to have a star on your nipple like that, to me, it's like why would you be wearing that underneath of your outfit if you weren't going to expose it? So, and at the end of the day, my biggest thing is, if you go to any of these performers' pages, like for example, when Shakira did "Beautiful Lie" with Beyonce, I love that. They were very sexy. They were wearing less clothes. It still was towards the Latin style of dress. I feel like people that are more to the right of things, or maybe people that are a little bit more conservative, they're going to find an issue with anything that you're doing. If they were come out there with nun outfits on, I feel like people would just be criticizing them on the other side. And if they come out there with their normal stuff, they'll be criticized by other people on the other side. I just feel like the people that criticize, I really have to hold them to account. For example, I've seen people criticize them that are Trump supporters, and the type of things that Melania Trump has done in her pastime, I'm sure they would never criticize. But when it's an entertainer that they know doesn't like their particular president, I feel like they'll be like, okay, well, you can't do that because you don't agree with my stance. So I just feel like people are just being a little bit ridiculous that are criticizing it.
It was a show. It was meant to entertain you. So, and that's what it did. We was entertained. We was drawn in. We watched it. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I watched the halftime show.
That's what I did too.
I was there.
Yeah. So for me, I watched the game. Like, I like sports. I'm a football girl. I like football. So I did watch the game in and of itself. Sorry, Jimmy Jawline. I don't know what happened in the second half. But anyway, what I'm saying is I didn't enjoy. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I just wasn't in awe of it. I just kept waiting for something else to happen. I don't hate that. Shit's how God made me. God said you got to be on the opposite end of everything everybody else think, and that's how He made me. And God don't make mistakes. So I just was watching it, and I was thinking, to myself. I said, self, where's Uncle Luke? I was just waiting for something else to happen. Like, I like J Balvin. I did Zumba. What were you
looking for, though?
I did Zumba. I know J Balvin. I like J Balvin. I like Bad Bunny, which I thought was a female. I was confused.
You thought he was a female?
I knew who he was, but when he came out, it just threw me off when they was like, that's Bad Bunny. I said, who? I thought it was a girl. Sorry. Bad Bunny? That sounds sort of like a female name.
It does to me. It does to me. It also sounds a little bit more closer to females because I think that we have
Bad Baby is who when they said it.
That's like Bad Baby. You thought he was Bad Baby?
Yeah, that Catch Me
Outside.
Yeah, her. So that's what I thought when I seen it. But to me, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just was expecting something else.
So I will add, I think that sometimes when people, if you watched it live.
Thank you, Karen.
I think that when you watch it live, then you can form like your own opinion based on what you've seen in the past and stuff. Especially if you went to a Beyonce concert and you would compare it to something like that.
I've been to them all.
Right, perfect. So,
hey, Guru.
So I think that in that regard, yes, you're like, yeah, it wasn't as spectacular as I was hoping for. But if you read the comments online and then you went to go watch the show and how people were blowing it up, like it was like the greatest thing ever, and you're looking at it like, I'm waiting for that greatest thing ever moment. I felt like it was kind of, to me, a decent show, but not something that I'm like, I'm going to be thinking about that halftime show for months and months to come, where I've thought about projects that Beyonce have done for years and years ago. So,
okay, Guru. So this is a pop-up shop. He has popped up.
Hey, Guru.
What's up, gang?
Hey,
what's going on?
I miss y'all. I swear I do.
Okay.
So, what we talking about? We talking about
The
halftime show.
Girl.
Okay, tell us what it is.
The best. Listen, see, America was so up in arms about the halftime show. Half America was like, "Ew, like why you do that?" And then the other half was like, "Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, let me take care of that." And so, like my son and I was watching that. I didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't know what was going to happen. His mom was on the computer, and so it comes on, and they started gyrating and going on.
I told you the kids was intrigued.
He looks at me. I look at him.
What?
Maybe because I got girls. They went ew, and they went somewhere else.
Oh my gosh.
He looked at me, I look at him, and I'm like, "You want me to turn it?" And he was like, "Nah." I'm like,
right. I mean, the whole tongue thing, and then the
yeah, that was much.
Belly dancing. I mean,
always do that. That's what Shakira
Yes,
did.
No, it's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but people are intrigued by that. That's something that draws your attention, and it was just interesting because the kids probably ain't never seen nothing like that. So when the kids, like especially
my
little boys,
no, man.
I'm sorry.
No.
My kids ain't never seen nothing like that.
I'm telling you,
rough.
it
was a good show.
I
don't care.
Having smartphones now, I feel like you're exposed to so much more than
Yes.
we were when we were younger. So, and when I know being at 11 years old, I'm one of the most sheltered children you can imagine. I'm going to school, everyone knows every day one thing. I'm just like, oh God, what is this? What is that? What is this? These are adult level conversations, and somebody's kid knows it, and they'll bring it right to the public school, and then it just festers everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about kids seeing stuff on YouTube already. They've already been exposed to this stuff,
right?
It's like I always say to people.
Your kids.
Not your kids, because you're a good mother. But I'm just saying that.
Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
I wasn't going there.
It was a joke. You see how
Was that a shot? Shots fired.
No shots.
She's a mother that is raising her children in a different direction.
Right. She's regulating. We try to. I mean, but I tell people all the time, if we don't teach them, the streets will, right? So they go to YouTube and they see all this stuff. So what they saw on the halftime show for kids ain't really anything. It's like, they checking their butts and all that good stuff. But
speaking of halftime shows and being a good mother, what about JayZ and Beyonce saying that they're going to take a seat during the national anthem? People are, especially Tommy, Lauren. I'm not going to give her too much shine. But what are your thoughts on this? Because not only did Tommy Lauren come and say something, of course, she is who she is. So did Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, I didn't know Colin.
What did Colin say?
I didn't hear Colin.
So Colin Kaepernick, he came on and he pretty much went after JayZ, saying, "I thought we were past kneeling. You look like a hypocrite," is basically what he's saying. So he came after JayZ for still sitting during the national anthem. Now, JayZ came out and said he was working because he did the whole Demi Lovato, like he was responsible for getting her. And so he was just working, trying to see, is the mic right? Is the sound good? Like what's going on? And if you look, everybody around him was sitting as well because they were all working. Exactly. What do you say, Alice? Because I know you know, I know you got feel a certain kind of way.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just like, honestly speaking, if they want to sit, this is America, let them sit. If you're going to have a person in the White House that gives out medals to people that have said the N-word on air multiple times, that is his right too. And there's a lot of people that don't criticize that. I just feel as though, why are you so triggered by someone doing what they feel as though is right for them? I feel like no one's saying anything about those that stand. No one's saying or trying to make it seem as though that's disrespectful to the ones that don't believe in what they believe in when they stand. So I just feel like if someone chooses to sit or kneel or walk away or not believe in it or feel differently about that, why are you giving so much bigger? Like, why are you putting so much of your own personal thing on what someone else is doing? You can respect it and be like, hey, I feel like I want to respect it. That's cool. But I just feel like it's just another way to silently push a agenda, especially for people like Miss Laren. I feel like it's a way to be able to push the agenda, because I read that.
You was respectful to her. You was like, Miss Lauren.
I'm being respectful because it's like why even give her like any more? Because she's like, besides those little tweets, she's kind of buried. Like she's like something that no one's even really.
That is very true.
Yeah.
She was making you itch your butt itch, like E always say. Well, now I keep telling y'all, it's a cream for that. Sell it in the store.
Ain't no cream for that shit, okay?
It is the
she
cream.
doing way too much. But anyway, we're not gonna even go there. But my thing is about JayZ and Beyonce. How y'all know her shoe didn't fall off?
Right.
Like, why does it have to be some unspoken agenda as to why they didn't stand up for, like, if you sit in school and you doing the Pledge of Allegiance, nobody like, oh my God, that child didn't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. No, they didn't. That's your right. And all of that is to pay dues and respect to your country. Respect is earned. And for some, it hasn't been earned. So, I mean, you have the right to do what you want.
Right. Okay, let me add real quick. So, like, when I looked at that tweet, she had added on there who used to sell crack with JayZ. So it's a way to push a, like, I would say a underlying racist tone towards him, because he's not the only person. Blatant. It's more blatant, but it's like without saying you N-word or without saying you black this, it's like you drunk
used to sell crack. Who put the crack in the neighborhood? Who was pushing that agenda?
Not black people. We don't
exactly. He was a victim of circumstance who was able to take himself out of that circumstance and make himself into a millionaire. So why y'all mad?
Yeah, hear you, Guru. I know you on here limited time only, like the Green Girl.
I got a few minutes today. Tommy Lauren, man, listen. Tommy Lauren is the same snowflake she's been when she had her own show. Nothing's changed. She's a blatant racist. She knows what she's doing. She's been out of the loop for the longest, and so she's trying to keep herself relevant in the news. Just like when she had the comments about Cardi B when she would want to get into politics and all that. I wish that snowflake, she cute.
Why you keep calling us snowflake?
I was trying to figure that out. I was like,
that's what they call liberals that say stuff about racism.
Like,
we like,
she's not a liberal.
No, but they call
conservative though. She's not a snowflake.
So the term, they use that term against liberals that call out racism, homophobia, sexism.
Yeah, like Bill Maher calls millennial snowflakes.
Right, exactly. But snowflake behavior is when you're outraged about ridiculous stuff. So they're basically saying that we're outraged about ridiculous stuff when she's outraged about ridiculous stuff. So it's like a hypocritical statement for her to call us that.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate
You're welcome,
man. Because they be ganging up on me and stuff.
It's not ganging up. You need another term for conservative.
No, we don't. All right, bye, Terry's like, no.
I love y'all.
You need another term for conservatives. But what I will say is this: I'm not even going to give Tommy Lauren the time of day, because that's why she's relevant. If we didn't give her the time of day, she would go away. I promise you, she would go away. And so with JayZ sitting, because like I said, they got it from the left and from the right. So the left people was coming saying, you was criticizing Colin Kaepernick. Now look at you sitting down. Look, JayZ is canceled and all of this nonsense. Then you had the right talking about you're disrespecting our soldiers. And I was like, wait a minute.
No, you're not.
Wait a minute. Explain to me the connection between the two.
Right.
Okay. But explain to me the connection between the two, soldiers and the daggone national anthem. Mm-hmm. Just because you're sitting doesn't mean you disrespect. And then if you go back and listen to all the conservatives when Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee, he was like, why can't he just sit down? Okay, they sat down. Now you still got a problem. Like there is no satisfying the mob.
Right.
So when we talk about this next topic, we're going to talk about the mob. I say let Beyonce, whatever Beyonce do is amazing. I'm not getting my membership downgraded. I worked really hard in the Beehive to get to a platinum status, and I'm going to stay there. I'm not. Listen, King Bay, you can do whatever you want. I'm good with it. If you want to sit. I'm okay with that.
I love it.
All right. But you know who needs to sit down for a little while? Just a little while. Gail King. Okay, so Gail King and Oprah need to sing for a little while. So if you haven't heard, Gail King and Oprah are on the cancellation list. Okay, so they are on the cancellation list. They are on the cancellation list.
Just literally yesterday, they were like all over social media about it.
Yeah, right. So they're on the cancellation list. So you may or may not know what happened. So basically, Gail King was interviewing Lisa Leslie for an upcoming. Okay, Guru's back again.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Gail King is actually she's coming up with an interview from CBS. She was interviewing WNBA player Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie is she is a legend in the WNBA game. She changed the game. Okay, she also was very close friends with Kobe Bryant. For whatever reason, CBS thought, okay, for this clip, so we can get some viewers, we're going to cut out the part about Kobe Bryant, about her asking about Kobe Bryant's rape allegations. Okay, so now people are saying she's trying to down a black man. Oprah, came out with Michael Jackson or helped with the Michael Jackson documentary, and she was a part of the Russell Simmons documentary, but she dropped out of that. And R. Kelly, some of the stuff about R. Kelly. So people are saying she's intentionally going after black men. Ashley, what do you say? Are we canceling Gail King? Is she getting her cancellation? Should we call Comcast up and cancel them?
You know what? I'm kind of on the fence with this one.
Okay.
So Gail, she had her rebuttal and she said we didn't see the whole clip. We didn't see the entire situation. And
okay.
I get how that could possibly change the direction she was going with the conversation, if there was a before and after. But at the same time, I don't know if if we're going to talk about the rape situation with Kobe, I feel like we should talk about the entire situation. You know what I mean? Like from beginning.
What do you
to
mean
end.
about the?
About the young woman and like her part in it. The fact that she didn't testify. She had some psychiatric illnesses.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. She had some. Yeah, apparently tried to commit suicide at some point. Just before she had got with Kobe, and they had found semen in her panties. And all that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was. So that's so true. So for me, I am on the other side. I'm like, I listened to the interview clip portion that she had. And I feel like it wasn't necessary to ask the question, but I don't think that it required people, because I've seen a clip from Snoop Dogg, I've seen a clip from a few other rappers, I've seen a clip from some woman celebrity that it might have been Jordan Sparks or somebody, but like, they were.
Shout out to Jordan Sparks. I ain't seen her since No Air.
I love that song with Chris Brown. Oh my gosh.
So hey, I'm giving her, bringing her back to relevant. So, I just felt like her asking that question should not have been a reflection on the entire black race. I just felt like people were like, like you're all like they were like basically saying Oprah and Gail were some uppity N-words that are cooning for their own personal gain. I'm just like, yo, she's asking a question. She's an interviewer. They have certain questions that that she's required to ask by her network. She has the ability to say, "Nah, I can't ask that. I don't feel good about that." But I feel like she asked some questions, and it was respectful, good faith. We all know about it happening. But of course, yes, it's important to have the entire conflict, the entire context there, and the clip did not allow for that.
If we're going to if we're going to bring up bad things about a dead man, we need to talk about the entire context. I'd rather we not talk about the negative things about the man that's.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of where I stand on it. Like I'm not sure if we should be talking about those allegations that were proven not true.
Exactly.
Guru, I see you. You looking you got all kind of faces. I don't know what kind of emotions is going on over there, because you got a lot of emotions.
Y'all making my head hurt today. Listen,
I didn't say nothing. I didn't hurt. I ain't said nothing. You ain't heard what I had said yet, because I'm probably going to get canceled my damn self. So go ahead.
Here's my thing. This is just my belief, my thinking. After listening to the clip with her and Lisa Leslie, I think Gail was, and what's my man's name? What's your name, guy?
Alex.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'll tell you a little while ago that the network does give her questions to ask, and I understand that. But Gail was extra. When Gail asked the question to Lisa, Lisa said, "Well, we should leave that alone. We don't want to do it." But then she said, "Well, the only reason why is because the She went on to go. She went on to say, well, the only reason why was because the victim couldn't testify, whatever. You're extra.
Okay.
Just say let it go. Why let the question go? Gail, her invite to the cookout was really folks.
Wait, Terry, but if you listen to Lisa's intonation, it doesn't sound like Lisa's offended when she's talking to Gail. She doesn't sound offended at all.
So why didn't Gail let it go? She wasn't offended.
What?
I think Gail should let it go.
I think she
wait a minute, Guru. Wait a minute.
No,
after she said let it go, she did.
Yeah, she let. I felt like she said it kind of.
Let it go.
Okay.
I felt like it was kind of.
Go ahead, Guru. What's going on, Guru? Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. This is me.
I
think that she was doing her job, so she can't really get mad at Suke. So, and moving to the next point, she can't get mad at CBS for airing the clip because she came out with a YouTube response to CBS and saying, "Well, I'm mad at CBS for airing that clip. It was taken out of context, all of that." If you knew the question that you asked, why you mad at CBS? They're doing their job too. They told you to ask a question. You asked it. They aired it. How you mad at CBS?
She just felt like it wasn't a fuller scope of how that interview question came up. So she just wanted it to be like. And then also
ask it though.
But and then also she was like she felt like they were doing it for clickbait because that was the only thing that they took out of that interview as the advertisement
for that.
So I think that's where she was coming from more so than just the fact that she asked that question. Period. But for me, the reason why because she's a requirement, she's getting the coin to ask those questions, so she got to ask those questions. And then
wait a minute, everybody. So Guru, I see it's actually flipped. I'm actually kind of shocked by your opinion on the matter, but I'm kind of intrigued by it at the same time. So here's the thing: I'm gonna get canceled probably today because I don't agree. Well, I ain't got started yet. Grand opening, grand closing. So you can't keep somebody that ain't made it yet. But what I'm saying is this: I don't agree with, and I have on my Snoop Dogg shirt today. No, this is not Meek Mill, Young Kids. This is Snoop Dogg. This is 187 Snoop Dogg. And the reason why I have his, we ain't seen this.
I didn't even recognize him like that.
I know, right? I didn't either.
This Uncle Snoop when Uncle Snoop was just Snoop Dogg. Snoopy.
Oh my God, Snoop Dogg, he's kind of
baby. Was that Meek Mill? No, it's not.
I didn't think it was him, but go ahead.
The reason why I have this shirt on, because I do not agree with what Snoop Dogg did. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with his stance. But the same way that people can still like Kobe Bryant and understand that he did in his life do something that he wasn't. He even said it in that interview when he sat there with him and his wife. He wasn't proud of. That wasn't his proudest moment.
Right.
And the reason why is because you can accept an artist, and if as a fan, I can make the choice to say, you know what, you made a mistake, but I'm gonna rock with you anyway. Okay. I still like Snoop music. I still think he's hilarious, but I don't agree with what he said. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm lost. What did Snoop do? I missed that.
So Snoop made a video about Gail.
Yeah,
can you repeat it?
He was cussing her out and all bunch of
He called her a funky head dog face biatch.
And then he said, "Can I ask the question? Can I call her what I'm gonna call her?" And then he said,
no.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snoopy, baby.
That's why I have this shirt. And what I will say is a Snoop Dogg, he's doing exactly what America wants you to do. The most disenfranchised, unprotected person in America is the black woman. Black women are the only people that cannot make a mistake that has to go away. This is why Kamala Harris's campaign didn't work. People went after her because she was doing her job. We are the only people, because when people go after black men, who stands up for black men? Black women.
Black women too, yes.
When things happen with black women, black men, a lot of the times, will not support black women.
Not
so this is why
I'll say gay black men sometimes do. A lot of gay black men though.
Yeah, black men stand. Shout out to
but straight black men, I don't know.
Shout out to the LGBTQ plus community. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, no bell. We need E with the bell. But that's what I will say. And so So when he started doing that, and they were dragging them for dragging black people, I'm like, but you're mad because they're dragging, you claim they're dragging black people, so your response to that is to drag black people. So no, you can't do that. If you want Gail to be canceled, why? You have to have a reason for canceling somebody. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to pull the interview? Then Lisa Leslie doesn't get her interview. That's not right. And just like you said, Lisa Leslie wasn't offended by it. If she was offended by it, I think she would have said something by now. Lisa Leslie and Vanessa Bryant have not commented on the bull crap.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So if it was that big for you to have to come out and protect somebody, don't you think that the person that would do it would be his family? And for Snoop Dogg to go out now and then start defending Bill Cosby makes you look side-eye. Because Bill Cosby did that shit. Like, let's just put that out there. He had
he was convicted for it. So I mean,
I think it was Claire most of it. It was Claire. It wasn't Bill. It was Claire.
It was not.
She was
Claire.
drugging him.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
How we go there?
No, allegedly. We're not. No, we're not doing that on here.
We're not doing that today.
Skip.
How did we get here?
We're not doing that. So
yeah, we go left real quick on this.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that black people need to do a better job to combat what Gail said, because I think she was just asking a question, and I don't think that people have gotten to this demagoguery state where they are not human anymore.
I don't know that word. What is demagoguery?
You're treating him as he's a god. You can't do that. He's still a man. I love Kobe for what Kobe did on the court. I was never a Lakers fan until LeBron, because I'm a LeBron fan. Sorry. Now I'm a Lakers fan. Yay! But at the time, I wasn't. I didn't like the Lakers because I was on the opposing team. So why would I like the Lakers? And every time people brought up Kobe, they brought up LeBron, they brought up Kobe. So I didn't really, it was like, no, LeBron is better. And so all I'm trying to say is we should be combating negativity, because I think the question was unnecessary.
It was.
I really do. I feel like it was unnecessary in Lisa Leslie's interview. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to have negativity, combat it with pictures of him with his daughter. Combat it with him helping out the WNBA, him fighting for female sports. That's what you combat it with, not dog face. Like, don't do that. You're making it worse. That's not helping the situation. And Snoop Dogg has enough connections. If you have a problem with Gail King, you hit up Gail King in her DM and say, look,
I don't like you.
I don't like what you did. That's disrespectful. You shouldn't have did it. This is a teachable moment. Because when we cancel people, do they get canceled forever?
Yeah, I'm wondering what that means. I heard somebody say the term cancel culture.
Yes.
What we in the culture?
Let me explain it. So basically what it means is that you don't listen to nothing they gotta say. You don't follow them. You don't buy their stuff. You don't spend any kind of whatsoever. It's almost like they're erased. They're erased from your entire life.
So we're putting her on the level with R. Kelly. Then is that?
That's what people are trying to do. Put her on the level.
Wow.
You're trying to mute
wow. That's all I have to say.
So with R. Kelly, I am not the most. No, I am pretty cancel culture. So R. Kelly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I am pretty cancel. I don't just feel like cancel. But if it's like, okay, for example, for me, and I know this is off topic, I absolutely cancel culture Kanye West after the whole blacks want to be slaves stuff, all that. I'm supporting that.
That's the thing, though, Alex. That's why I know black women don't get the same due, because people still mess with him. But Chrisette Michelle,
I know,
that inauguration is gone.
That is true. That is so true. And she's so I listened to what she had to say. Now, mind you, saying she said she didn't support Donald Trump. I'm like, cool or whatever, it's cool. But the thing, and it's this is what I think about it. It's women. I don't think it's simply just black women. I think Muslim women, Asian women,
women of color.
Women of color. Period. They do not get the same amount of due, respect, and admiration as a man in any regard. So I feel like, and to be honest with you, women are also still supporting Kanye West after these little statements. Not just black men, but he literally is the quintessential example of a person that is cooning for a white racist political party. And people still want to go to church, whatever he's doing with gospel music. They don't care about any of that stuff. So it is absolutely ridiculous. Chrisette Michelle did something far less
egregious, outrageous.
I
And
mean,
people,
this I'm just equating cancel culture with R. Kelly. Like, I don't.
So-
No. It's some other people that got canceled. That's part of this cancel culture. I don't know if you know comedy, but Louis C.K. got canceled because he got wrapped up in the Me Too movement. There's other people that get caught up in this cancel culture. It happens all the time where it's like, oh, you're canceled. We're not following you anymore. So I'm like, come on now. We in a time where things are getting outrageous, and I feel like this groupthink mentality has got to stop. Just because it's popular to say that doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with it.
And some people don't even really do it. And some people just be like, you know what, I cancel it, and then they'll still listen to their music. I'll cancel it. I'll still buy their jersey. I'll cancel it, and I'll still have them subscribe to me. So, like, for example, if I was to say I canceled Tommy Glaring, I would not follow her anything. I wouldn't look at her tweets. I wouldn't be looking at.
Yeah, why she can't get canceled? Why are we not canceling her?
She should be canceled, but
stop talking about her. Stop. Right. That's why she's relevant. People are like, I hate the Kardashians. Why are they still relevant? Because y'all keep talking about her.
All right, cancel all them.
Well, the only reason why I feel like
I don't know.
Larry would never be canceled is because she's, as long as you aspire to say racist things, there will be people that will never cancel you.
That's true.
But with Chrisette Michelle, she's a black woman that supported Donald Trump, so she's not going to be supported by the white people on that side. She's not supported by any of the white people on that side.
Are you praising or what's going on?
No. I want to ask a question. I don't know what happened to her.
So she was going to perform at Trump's inauguration. She was going to sing a song.
I think she did, though.
She was going to bridge a gap. And people they stopped listening to her. She's an R&B singer. If you don't
I remember who she was because I hadn't heard.
So people stopped listening to her music. They stopped going to her concerts. She had to cancel concerts, and she cannot do anything. Like, she's not on no shows. People don't.
One of Mary got canceled too. One of them's a huge Trump supporter.
Erica. Well, both of them Erica.
Yeah, Erica. Forget her. But we got a guest today. We can, we ain't gonna forget them because we love them and they're on the show today. So we are actually probably gonna have to say goodbye to Guru for a minute, and then we'll bring him back. But we got guests coming on. If you know who these individuals are, you should. It is A1 Chops, and I'm going to bring A1 Chops on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right now, or at least part of A1 Chops on right now.
Girl, what's going on there?
No problem.
I can't see y'all, but I can hear y'all. So
that's all that matters. We can see you, so that's all that matters.
Right.
So
tell us, you was telling us about the process. It's a whole process. That's all I heard.
Yeah. All right. So it's like a process. When we about to start a routine for a song, the first thing of the process we do is we listen to the song. After we listen to the song, we listen to the beats. So when I say listen to the song, mainly talking about like just the lyrics, so that you can catch like every word in the song. Because nowadays, like when we dance, we try to catch the lyrics. So say like somebody was like, I walked forward and took off my hat. So we'll do a dance move like just walking forward, take off my hat, put it back on, and probably like hit the folks or hit the wall or something like that.
I don't know how to do that.
So. Then after that, we listen to the beats. And the beats, I'm not trying to sound a little corny, but it might go sound like boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat as a beat. So then, everything is like synchronized into like counting. So, boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So it's all synchronized. So basically, what we do is like we align our dance moves up with the beat too. So you can hit the folks. Some people hit the folks like this. Some people hit the folks, then they be like that. So
I missed that.
So they be like, the beat could be like boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat. Something like that, bro. So we just listen to the beats and the lyrics, and then after that we just go with different dance moves and what would go in different spots. And sometimes it only takes us like about like 15 to 30 minutes to get a song completely down. Then we done and then we just shooting it. Just shooting it is the hard part because it's like when the camera get on us, we like, oh yeah, we gotta remember this, we gotta remember that. So that's the whole process of just like going over the routines and everything.
Wow,
Okay, well, you guys, before we move on, we don't know who you are. So you guys literally grew up together. So you've been together for 5 years. So tell us, who is A1 Chops and how did you guys meet? I believe it's Malik Perry and Trill or Timothy.
Malik Perry and Timothy Fletcher. So, all right. You said you want to know how we met, right?
Yes.
All right. So, me and Malik, we actually met in high school. I was in the 12th grade and Malik was in the 9th. And he was, what he was doing? He wanted to play football. But when I seen him, he was like real small. He much bigger now. Like, he more built and everything. So he go to the gym like every day. But,
okay, I can appreciate that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfectly.
Okay. So, he basically, when I seen him trying to play football, I was running cross country and track. I was actually the captain at the time. And when I seen him, I was like, yo, you're not getting on the field. Like, I just told him shit like, bro, you're not getting on the field. You haven't been on the field yet. You see the freshman team, JayZ going on the field. You're not getting on the field, you're not on the field yet. And he like, nah, I'm going to get on the field, I'm going to get on the field. I'm just like, bro, like, you might as well just run cross country and run track and stuff like that with me. And he like, nah. So I'm like, okay, well, it's cool. So I just, we just became friends. We just talking. I was telling about it. He's like, you know what, matter of fact, I'll try it out. So he tried it out and he actually ended up liking it. So he was like, I'm going to sign up for the team. So I said, all right, cool. Later on that day, I also had band practice. I went down to the band room, and as soon as I walked in, I seen Malik. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, this kid probably following me now. Like, let's get the kind of
you had a stalker.
Yeah, so I walk up to him, I'm like, are you following me? So he's like, no, I want to know how to play drums too. But the thing is, Malik, what he wanted to be in a bunch of different groups so that he can make friends. Because he was a freshman, so it made sense. So I'm just like, okay, well, cool. I guess I'm your first friend. And then everything from that day, it just happened quick. Like, we was just always cool. Like, that same day, I was like, hey, bro, you want to come over to the house, play the game with me? And he like, sure. So we walked down, because I used to live right down the street from my high school, Emerson Westside High School.
Okay.
We walked down the house, and we were just chilling outside around with my neighborhood friends and things like that. And one thing I particularly remember him saying was, yo, I'm hungry. Like, I need something to eat. And I said, well, I ain't got food like that, but I got Pop-Tarts. And he was like, you got Pop-Tarts? I was like, yeah, brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart. Yeah. And I gave him one. And I had the other half, and we just became friends like that.
Pop-Tarts will do it for you.
That's so sweet.
Do it every single time. So Ellen DeGeneres provided you guys with an opportunity, a partner through HBTV, The Cousins, to work on a web series, The Build Up. So tell us a little bit about this series and really how it was to meet Ellen.
All right, so I'm gonna start with meeting Ellen first. All right, meeting Ellen, like that was just, it was crazy because so what I do is, I feel like the universe works for you basically, meaning like whatever you put out in the laws, I believe in the laws of attraction, just like I believe in, because I'm a Christian, just like I believe in God and everything for real. But I believe in the laws of attraction, so the positivity that you put out is the positivity you're going to get back. And I always used to say, like, bro, I used to tell Malik, I used to be like, bro, we're going to be on the Ellen show. We're going to be on these big stages one day, but it's going to come. It might not be soon, but it's going to come. And then we just turn around, and one day, Ellen's agent's hitting us up, like, hey, we want to bring y'all up to the show. We want y'all on the show, things like that. And when we went to go meet Ellen, like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I just felt like I was in a dream. Like, I'm just like, I never expected for it to happen that fast. So when just meeting Ellen, it was just like a blessing beyond measure. Mm-hmm. Now the digital series, the 6-episode digital series, and it's about how me and Malik are with the cousins, and we're just paying it for it. In the series, you'll see how like the apartment that Ellen had got us, you'll see it and everything, and then you'll see the how we gave back to our old high school, we gave back to the community. It's just about paying it forward and how you can help your community in different ways and things like that. But not only that, we just found out that they won an award for this 6-episode series. It's only like each episode's about like I believe 7 minutes long, so it's real short, but it can inspire a lot of people to want to be good in their community and be good for others. So
awesome.
I can watch it on Ellen TV, and y'all can also watch it on YouTube too.
Ellen TV, okay,
that's awesome. Hey, so I just wanted to just put it out there real quick. So I know you said that you're from Edmondson West. You said let's say you said Edmondson West, right?
Edmondson West Side High School. Yeah.
West, right. So that basically means that you're from Baltimore. Just let everybody know that's born and raised in Baltimore.
Baltimore. Baltimore.
Yeah. So
representing.
absolutely. So you guys have a tour coming up. You're traveling to Australia soon. Explain that feeling and tell us a little bit about the performance and how you prepare for that performance out in Australia. That's pretty amazing, honestly, to go down that way. I mean,
so the Australia tour was actually in the past, but it ended up getting canceled due to different things that was happening. But I'm gonna speak it into existence. I believe something bigger is coming, and we always be prepared. Like we always just be like, look, we want to make up a new routine, and we're gonna keep it moving. Like basically, like so, what me and Malik do over time is we look for music, like different music, like even if it's like something that nobody never heard before. Or we'll get in the studio and be like, yo, we'll holler at a producer like, yo, can you make us a beat? Or can you make us an instrumental so that we could do something to it, like something just creative to it so that if anything like a tour or a big show come up, we already got something locked and loaded in the back. So if they be like, yo, we want to see something new. We don't want to see anything that you already played to. We already got plenty of ammunition just locked back to be like, hey, okay, let's give them this or let's do this. But as far as like the tour got canceled because of things on that end. It was like it's a lot. It was like a lot going on, but we are getting ready for like just different shows coming up. We next month we'll be in Florida. Then we do have it's a couple other events too.
Okay.
And we're also working on trying to put out music also.
So where's the furthest that you have traveled to perform?
The furthest we have traveled. We've never been out of the country, so I say the furthest we have traveled. That's hard to say because we've been to like LA, we've been to Texas, we've been to Miami, we've been to everything but Baltimore, North Carolina, South Carolina, Delaware, New Jersey, DC. I really don't know. It would probably have to be Cali.
Cali.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's across the country, so that's definitely a trip, a hike.
Right.
So real quick, lastly, you guys have agents. Before Ellen hit you up, did you guys have agents already that are like booking the shows and for people to be able to get in contact with for opportunities?
So before the Ellen show, we had no agents, we had no manager. We was just local street drummers. Just
how'd they reach out to you guys then? How they get in contact with you? Ellen.
So so the agents from the Ellen show found us because of the when we went to Atlanta, I had heard the song Level Up. And I was like, oh, this song sounds pretty cool. Sounds like, it sounds upbeat and everything. So what I did was I was like, you know what, I'm going to just play to it. And I played to it, and I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, okay, this video is cool. I'm going to just upload it. So I uploaded it, and I looked back in like 5 minutes, and it was like 20 views. And at that time, I only had like 10,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm just like, man, this video is doing terrible. But then I see like on Instagram, it's a hashtag that's trending that says Level Up Challenge. So I'm like, well, maybe if I put this hashtag in this video, is it going to change anything? So what I did was I put hashtag Level Up Challenge. I tagged Sierra, and I just closed my phone up. I say about 5 minutes later, my phone just started blowing up. Being in Atlanta street performing, my phone just keep going up. And I was just like, hold on, I got to silence my phone so, that it don't interrupt the music playing on the speaker. I go over to my phone, and just in 5 minutes, the video's already at like 10,000 views.
Oh, wow.
So when I seen that happening, not only did I went from 10,000 followers, I went from 10,000 followers to about like 15,000 followers just in that short span. Just like 5-10 minutes. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't know what I just did. Like, all I did was put a hashtag in there. And we just outside going insane. Now, the agents for Ellen, they don't work for us. Like, they was just helping us get on the show. We only have one person. It's our manager. Shout out to our manager, J7D. She does all our PR work. She gets us to the shows. She gets us back. She books our shows and everything. So, that's basically, she's everything. Like, she does everything for us. Shout out to her. Her Instagram.
Yeah.
You gotta have good people around you. That's a fact.
Yeah, I just wanted to put out there that for people that are trying to come up and entertainers and everything like that, that having an agent is important in order to be able to have an easier opportunity to get chances to perform, get yourself out there, and to be able to have business. And I know that without one, it's kind of hard. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Okay. Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So coming up in Baltimore, I mean, you're a Baltimore native, and sometimes, it's hard to even imagine getting outside of Baltimore when you're in the middle of it. But, what do you feel is wrong in Baltimore City? Like, how can we get the politicians to get more youth involved with trying to make change within our community? And, what are your thoughts on how maybe even you can impact our community?
Well, I feel like the only way, like, to really impact the community is that you gotta find the change in with yourself first. Basically, like, a lot of people, we go out here and we try seeking love and looking for love, and a lot of the youth, they get rejected, and that plants a seed in them to start growing hate towards everything. So that's why, like, you see, like, a lot of killing, a lot of things, and like a lot of killing, a lot of negativity and things like that. But it's because we don't learn to love ourselves first.
Right.
Self-love is important because you can't know how to truly love somebody until you like having self-love is very important because that's the seed that has to be planted inside somebody to grow and nurture. Once you have self-love, you can love others. That's why, like, a lot of things that we see, like, you see, like, fathers stepping away from their children, and then the child grow up, I never had a father. So that's the first impact. That's a very powerful first impact in somebody's life. Not having the people that needed to be there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And with them not being in the picture, that already shows you, like, they're hurting.
Right.
Because they never had that love of that parent. Now, they might have a figure in their life that could resemble to that, but it's still not their parent. So in the back of their head, it's always going to reflect on, I don't have that figure in my life, or they not there for me or nothing. But I feel like the way I can impact is basically, like, by just keep shining the light on Baltimore, trying to stay positive and just neglecting, like, the negative things and just staying on the righteous path, like, just trying to remember like, where it all starts from, because humbleness is number one through anything. Mm-hmm. Just like as fast as it came, it can all go away. It's been plenty of times where we've been in positions like, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I believe, but it's been plenty of times I became real big-headed. And I go off on Instagram like, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, I don't really care about nothing, this, that, and the third. And then boom, the next day, I'll be back at square one. And I feel like that's God working to show you, like, just because you're up here, you're not better than anybody. Y'all all on the same level. It's just, you on a different page.
Right.
It's just that you're on a different page. Somebody could be on their chapter 1 while you be on your chapter 20 or vice versa.
Right.
But you're still human.
That's true.
That's so
Amen to that. I appreciate you being humble. Now, and you mentioned a couple of shows that are coming up, Florida, and you're going to a couple of other places. How can people find you? So if y'all looking kind of snazzy on this picture right here, but how can people find you on social media and follow you?
So my Instagram handle is A1Chops_Trill. My manager Instagram handle is J7D, and my partner A1Chops Leak, which is my bro. I call him my bro. His Instagram handle is A1Chops_Leak. Y'all can book us through our email booking. Email is bookingfor a1chops@gmail.com, and our YouTube is A1Chops, and our Facebook is A1Chops.
Awesome. So yeah, check out for upcoming shows from A1 Chops and all of their performances. And we appreciate you being on today. And you can come back anytime you need to when you have that big international tour. Please come by here and stop so that we can talk to you, just so that you know.
I'm rooting for Japan for y'all.
Yeah, Japan. Yeah, you go. Well,
yeah, I said I'm rooting for Japan for y'all. I think. Man,
that's the reason. Like, the main reason I got into music is I just want to see the whole world. Like, music, I feel like it's the number one thing that can spread a lot of positivity. And like, I just feel like that's something that, like, even if somebody don't know English and I go across the country and they just hear a certain beat or a certain instrument playing, they get like, oh, that sounds like a beautiful instrument. I'm not speaking no words, but the melody in it, the chords and everything can just speak to them.
Amen. Yeah, music transcends language and boundaries. So definitely come back with us when you have anything you want to premiere. You are more than welcome to come back. You and Malik everybody. You can bring everybody on here when you want to come back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. And we're all from Baltimore as well, so we're going to be looking out for you. Shout out to Baltimore. Big Baltimore. It's more than the white, by the way. To all those people that ain't from here.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's like 2% of Baltimore.
I get it, 2% of Baltimore. But thank you again for being with us today, Trill. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed one.
You too. All right. Listen, so that we can get this party started right. Yeah. It's not a party until we, mess everything up. When I'm here, nothing works. That's just how it go. But so let's get this party started right. So what is popping off? What's buzzing? So Kansas City won the Super Bowl and people are outraged yet again, not only over Shakira, but they're also outraged over Patrick Mahomes and that 20-year-old something men like to drink beer and party. So Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce actually decided to turn up before, during, and after their Super Bowl parade. Yeah, they chugged beer, they threw footballs at people in people's cars, and people are now outraged. Well, shock. Right. Donald Trump was acquitted. There's no shocker there. But in the change of heart, no shocker there. No dun, 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 dun.
It was at all.
Right.
I was like, it was one small shocker though. It was
politics. Mitt Romney, in a surprise, he did vote that Trump was in fact guilty on abuse of power and on obstruction of justice. And instead of the Republicans just being happy that Trump was acquitted and just going with that, they've decided to turn all of their anger over to Mitt Romney, a Republican. So this just should be interesting. Kobe Bryant and the 9 other crash victims will be laid to rest on 2/24 at the Staples Center, which is the number of Gianna Bryant and Kobe Bryant. So this should be a lovely memorial service. Yeah.
Well, so are we discussing the Mitt Romney thing? Because I just felt like
we can discuss Mitt Romney. What's going on?
I honestly speaking, when I seen that, I just felt like, hey, like clearly with that introduction. Hey, what's going on?
What's good, y'all?
How are you? So I just felt like that right there showed how hyper partisan they were really being to one person, not to the country, by actually saying, you know what, yo, like even though like Donald Trump has done a lot to a lot of people. He's attacked a lot of people. He's attacked Susan Collins. He's attacked deceased people in the Senate. Yeah. And you're like, I clearly see, if you listen to the interviews from Lev Parnas, you listen to John Bolton, he's guilty of it. But they chose, if they feel like at the end of the day, it may not be enough to warrant impeachment, he was guilty of those things. And people just on that side just kept saying that it was some type of hyper partisan thing. He broke the law. He tried to extort that country. If you don't feel like you should be impeached for it, that's what you say. But that's not what they were saying. And he was like, he broke the law. My faith does not allow me to be like, you know what? Let me just take the easy way right out. He was wrong. I'm going to convict. It's not going to do anything. But at least at the end of the day, I know that I did the right thing. Someone cannot be attacked for doing their job.
Correct. Like you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
Just like we're not attacking the Republicans that felt like he did not, he didn't deserve to be convicted. We're not attacking Democrats that felt like he should have been convicted. Mitt Romney should be allowed to have that
correct.
Yeah, like it's just absolutely ridiculous. But
yeah, if you can getting a BJ in the White House, you can daggone show a stand up for what's right. I'm just saying. And Erykah Badu is selling a vagina scented candle for incense. I'm getting a little tired of this. So if you want to smell her poom poom, you can go buy that. I think it's coming out in the end of the month.
That destroys her legacy. Why would you sell that? She's so talented.
But she's known for her good poom poom,
But I'm just like I know her for her amazing music. She's an artist. There's never been ever.
I'm not disagreeing. I am not disagreeing, but the industry states.
Well, I guess it's true. Look at Andre 3000, who got it, and he been dressing like a leprechaun
ever since. They get wrapped up in the pom pom.
All right, so let me tell you, for men that are not interested in pom pom, that's nothing. So you already cut off half of the industry right there. I mean, half of your base right there. So.
Well, I mean, maybe
she got a target audience. She got a
target audience. But speaking of somebody who shouldn't have a target audience, another Baltimorean, Javante Davis, is charged with simple battery and domestic violence when he was in Corporal Gate, Florida, after choking his baby mama. Although he denies hitting her, but you don't have to hit her to
hurt her. You just choked her.
That's correct.
Like, that's different.
That is correct. And E, you was talking about that. You brought that to my attention. What do you think about that?
I think the public, when you're in the public eye, you have to be cautious. I'm not saying you got to be squeaky clean, but you got to be cautious of your surroundings. You got to be vigilant of who's watching. And we're talking about, heavyweight boxing champion. So that carries a lot of weight.
It does carry a lot of weight. I don't. Yeah.
Are you saying that he should choke her in private?
No, I'm not saying that, athlete. All I'm saying is, it's a time and place for everything. Like, the same way.
No, you're not doing that. We're not getting.
Okay, so it sounds like you're saying there's a time and place to choke someone, and there's a time and place not to choke.
No, I'm not. Let me finish. It's not cool to choke someone, privately or publicly. I'm just saying that, say again.
Unless they tell you to in the bedroom, and they do have consent.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, all I'm saying is, just be mindful that people are watching before you blow your cool.
True, that is very true. But
and I hear that like boxers are trained killers to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, basically, in a sense, you go around, you go beat the pulp out of somebody for a certain $1 million, and then you go home. I mean, that's what they do. That's what they do.
Oh my Lord! Oh my goodness! They kill. No, we alleged. We not no. But speaking of alleged, Montana, he has called Lizzo his boo on Instagram. So I guess he's trying to claim. I don't get it, French. I don't understand it. Not that you can't date Lizzo, but why do you? I don't forget it.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind being claimed by him. I'm sure. I mean, in my opinion, my thing with Lizzo, I just feel like she just kind of blew up like out of nowhere. Yeah. And I feel like it's more like, I mean, I might have listened to the song before. I don't listen to the radio, but like I feel like I know more of her because of the weight thing. I feel like that's where I feel like she's kind of.
Yeah, and we should know her just because of her weight.
All right, because Bill Scott is a large woman, and you know her because of her music. Her music is amazing.
I know her music though. Like I didn't know her song when it came out, but then I found out about her song, and I recognize it.
No one did. Hey, shout out to the Gorilla Station. Yeah. So I agree with you. You do need to stop. Yeah, he's claiming Lizzo, by the way, and so the Iowa caucus. The caucuses of Iowanians. I don't know how you say that. It was a mess, and the voting app malfunctioned, and they delayed the results for days. However, it appears that Pete Buttigieg, I don't know, Mayor Pete. Let's just go with that. Is actually declared the winner, narrowly declared the winner. So we'll see what happened with that. And I'm feeling Pete, so I'm rocking with him.
Hey, I was really happy. Like I tell you, I was ecstatic about those results. Like I seen Biden was fourth. I was so happy because I feel like that is a reflection of what our party represents. I just feel like, in my personal opinion, like Biden is running the factors of being a vice president, an old privileged white male, running that as his platform, and that's the only reason why he has any kind of bearing in this race at all. I feel like his campaign itself has only been, I'm the best candidate to beat Trump. And I'm like, I don't just want a candidate that can be Trump. I want to have a decent president in the White House for the next 4 years I can be proud of. And I feel like I don't really know if I actually don't feel like that's going to be Joe Biden, in my opinion.
I kind of agree with you, but I think the biggest issue is when we have to say his name. We're going to have to get him to go by something.
Well, we say President Pete. You say President Pete. Hey,
that's what we're going to say, President Pete. But speaking of President Pete, we're going to need him to talk to the kids. So teens are now eating cereal out of each other's mouths on a TikTok challenge. Not sure why you would want to do that because it's kind of nasty.
Oh my God.
But that's the new challenge. Eat cereals out of your best friend's mouth on camera. That's nasty. Whatever. If you didn't watch the Grammys, you probably wouldn't be alone since they had the lowest ratings of pretty much ever. Lizzo won 4 awards. Billie Eilish, who came there looking like a villain, won 6. And there was also many touching tributes to Kobe Bryant. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the Grammys is going to do because nobody's watching it. So
it was not a good time for
that shit.
Yeah, and also it wasn't even ran during like it was something else significant going on. Kobe Bryant passed away.
Right.
That's little fact.
Yes. So that was what everybody was talking about. And then that same day, that lady said the N-word on air.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what everybody's talking about. Those two things. I did look at the Alicia Keys tributes and the things that Alicia Keys did. I love her. And clips, but I don't like. I'm not going to sit there and watch a bunch of rich people get awards.
The Grammys should come up with their own social media station and show 3-minute clips
of the Grammys. I agree with that. The Grammys is too long. Like I said, watching somebody else rich people win awards is boring as shit to me. But anyway,
millennials' attention spans are too short.
In Generation Z, we ain't watching that. So Matt Gaetz, or Gatz rather, said that he is filing ethics against another Baltimorean, Nancy Pelosi, because she destroyed government property. And experts are saying he has no grounds to do this, but he's going to do it anyway because she ripped the document, which was not actually meant to be preserved. If you have not seen, Nancy Pelosi ripped up the copy of the speech.
So this man can literally blow up people in another country without the approval of Congress, and you support that, but you're upset about a person ripping up a piece of paper that has words on it. Like, that's ridiculous to me. He is. So there are certain things. It's a difference between not agreeing with someone's political stance and this being absolutely ridiculous and don't belong anywhere in the sanctity of being able to work on policy. And he is one of those people.
Correct. I agree. The Republicans need to have several seats, but I also agree with you, the Gorilla Station, that yes, we need our own awards.
Yes.
It's contaminated. Like I said, I don't know what had been going on over there with them because it's just a lot. But speaking of petty, or the state of petty, what's going on with our politicians? Are we getting too petty at this point? Because I feel like everything is partisan.
Okay, let me go real quick. I say real quick. I feel like it's either damned if they do or damned if they don't. There's going to be somebody that has something to say about anything. For example, I think there were people that had issues with Warren providing childcare for people within her campaign if they worked for the campaign. People were trying to say this is a stunt or this is it's regardless of what you do, you're going to be criticized or praised by someone, especially the Democratic Party. It seems like it for sure. Like I feel like we are like some people in Southern Democratic Party. They just always want to be distrusting or create an issue out of nothing. Whereas that on their side is like, as long as you're racist, as long as you hate people that come across our border, as long as you want to take privileges away from the poor, we're all on the same page. You can do whatever you want.
I agree with that. I think that the Republicans definitely have more, and shout out to Bill Maher. Bill Maher has said this a lot of for a while. We do need to take a page out of the Republicans' book. They don't care what it is; they just go with it. Like if somebody say, "Hey, this is the talking point. This is what we doing," that's what the Republicans do. They go with it. They say, "You know what? Hey, it makes no sense, but that's what we doing, so I'm gonna support it." I feel like we are our own worst enemies because we cancel each other. So the Democrats will start going after each other, like, "Oh, you're not,"
and they encourage it. People in our party encourage them to go at each other, and when they do, they criticize it. Like, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that," But then if they don't say it, then you're like, why are you not being tough? Like Donald Trump, like it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. I will say that one thing that helps is that we are very diverse on the Democratic side. So there are all kinds of people of color. There's a large LGBT present, different religions, different people from coming from different countries. On that side, it's mostly white people. So it's
white men at that.
White men, mostly predominantly white men, absolutely. But I do say that white men and a lot of times their wives support Republican.
Well, they don't have a choice. They gotta go with it if that's where the money coming from.
No, but it's ran by mostly like white men, of course.
I just feel like our politicians are more about their own personal agenda as opposed to the bigger purpose.
Absolutely,
and,
on both sides.
And every time something happens, they have to redirect their next step. That's why they always end up doing that little battle thing against each other, because if it doesn't serve their purpose in that moment, they're going to go towards whatever that purpose is.
True that. Shout out to that. But speaking of somebody who needs to just sit down, Pastor Troy, I talked about this on Millennials Anonymous. If you don't know who Pastor Troy is, you're not alone. He was a rapper back.
Alone.
No, you are not. I am here.
You are not alone.
No, he was a rapper. We all were around because we're all millennials. He was a rapper back in the 99 and the 2000s. So, he was part of the crunk movement. So he was a part of that. He was on a couple Little John songs and albums and records. And he went after Lil Nas X because Lil Nas X is gay. So he's saying that pretty much Hollywood and the media is pushing a gay agenda.
Is Lil Nas X the guy with the pink thing on?
Yeah, he had the
pink,
little
strappy thing.
What I will say this, I wasn't a fan of that outfit, and it's not because it was pink. I just feel like I'm tired of the cowboy stuff.
Wasn't it like pink patent leather though? I think that's kind of where I was.
It was extra. It was but I will say let's look at it like this. I think Lil Nas presents himself in a more of a heterosexual, more. He's more of a man's man. I would say, like in terms of how he carries himself.
Except
so I think
when he wears the pink.
So I feel like that's where the disconnect is. But like if Billy Porter was to wear something like that,
he did.
It would
Billy looked good in his.
I think he would look good in what Lil Nas wore. I thought that the outfit itself.
I don't care who is wearing it. I could be wearing it. It's not a good outfit.
Just come off very Village People-esque.
So for me, I have to disagree with that. I didn't think it was good for Lil Nas, but I thought it was better than a lot of stuff I've seen on the red carpet. That's what
like I said, Billy Porter, I think his outfit was very similar to Lil Nas X, but he looked good in his. The outfit that Lil Nas X had on was not good. Anyway, besides the point. So Detroit, he went on to. He made a couple tweets about, Hollywood passing this agenda, and he was saying that he could never win a Grammy because he's not going to wear anything like that, and he's not going to be gay. And he was happy that his son, who saw a commercial of two gay people, said, that pretty much they were in Applebee's when he said it, and he said F Applebee's. So the fact that he's passing down homophobia to his son, and he's since doubled down on these comments.
So what he's saying is you can only win a Grammy if you're gay?
Right. It's a feminization of black men.
Right. So this is my thing. There are millions and millions and millions of gay people, and there'll probably be more and more gay people coming into the world as generations continue. There have always been gay people. There have been gay people even when you felt like they were not. So I feel like to hold discrimination towards something that's always going to be around, it just hurts you at the end of the day, because there's nothing you can do to not see it. And then why is it acceptable to, I guess people will pull religion into it. Why is it acceptable to see heterosexual culture, but it's not acceptable to see homosexual culture? Your children will go to school. There's going to be someone gay in their school at probably the earliest age of 6 years old. They probably can recognize somebody that's a little bit more feminine, somebody else, somebody more a little more masculine. Like it's everywhere you go. So just to combat against it and hold hate and harbor towards it, to me, I just feel like you're just getting in your own way. And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is that a lot of times I feel like people that harbor those kind of intentions or have those kind of dispositions about it internally, I feel like they're struggling with their own orientation in some way. I feel like
I
they
think he
look
just wants a Netflix special.
something like what that. I really do. I feel like either they see it, and they're like either so uncomfortable because they want to like what they see, or so envious because they're not able to live their life that way. I just think that if something that has nothing to do with you bothers and triggers you so much, it's something internally that is processing for those type of reactions.
Yeah, I do feel like we spend a lot of time worrying about a lot of other people and what they decide. But I do have to say that outfit was bad.
Okay, well, we got it. I looked at it. I thought it was well crafted. I just think it's not good for little Nas X.
It wasn't good for him. That's correct.
It wasn't good for nobody.
I agree that we got to stop this because, like you said, gay people have been around since the beginning of time. They just were in the closet. I think with Pastor Troy, if Little Nas X didn't come out, the only thing that would have changed that it would have made Pastor Troy more comfortable. It wouldn't have made Little Nas X any less gay.
Yeah, he can't live his life to make other people feel more comfortable. He needs to be himself.
Right. And I don't think that you should have to be in the closet. Tyrone is saying being gay has become a plague and people need to stop allowing it to be 100% honest. I blame females for allowing it. They bestie is gay. Okay. All right.
Hi, Tyrone. Thank
you. But no, females, I don't think females or women are responsible for gay. Honestly, I feel like if you're going to be gay, you're going to be gay. I know people who have mothers and fathers in their home. Look at Aaron Hernandez. He had a mother and a father in his house.
And his father was a manly man.
Yes, he played football and he still struggled with the fact that he was homosexual up until he died.
Right. So I know tons of people that have very religious mother and fathers in the home, and their children are gay. Like especially like countless people. Like I've seen stories on YouTube all the time. And it's not women pushing it. It's not people just accepting it. It's not any of those things. It's these people are going to be who they want to be and they'll be attracted to what they want to be attracted to.
You have to say that I had an experience.
Okay.
So I went to a place where I take my children that requires leotards.
Okay.
There was a young boy, about 5 or 6 years old. I guess he chose to wear a unicorn leotard.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts personally is I'm into dance a lot. I would never wear anything like that because that's not comfortable for me. But that person wearing that would make me feel uncomfortable because I've seen enough of that to where so I'm like, yo, people like to wear that and that's what they want to do.
A 6-year-old?
Even a 6-year-old. So for example, like if I was 6 years old and my mother put that in front of me, I would be like, Mommy, I'm not wearing that. I'm not. I'm like that's. I mean, we're just not going to go. At 6 years old, I know that I like to wear clothes that are fitting closer to what my gender represents, as opposed to like I've seen little children that are very feminine that early on, and if that's something that they're like, yo, I'm cool with that. Like that's what I want to wear, and a parent embraces that early on in their life. Just let them do their thing because at the end of the day, like. That child, let's say they progress early, like later and later in life, and they realize, hey, Mom, you were wrong for me in that. You know that, right? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, you're right. Yeah, it is what it is. But like, if they continue to wear it as they get older, and that's what they like, then that's just...
Men in ballet, like Karen said, they wear that.
Yeah, but it was a unicorn thing. That's what she's saying. It was a unicorn.
It was a unicorn, and it's not required for this activity.
And it's also not required for men to wear.
Man, and nobody else had on Lee's arts. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so I just feel like I mean 6 years old is a little young, but I feel like you absolutely know by about 8 or 9 years old what's going on with yourself.
I do agree with that.
I think you know what happened, and I think as a parent sometimes you kind of know what happened too.
Oh yeah,
like if you see it, why try to suppress it? Because it ain't gonna help. By the time they get to college, that's the ones that really be going crazy because you tried to suppress it. Then by the time they get to college, they're like, hey. And I'm not even just talking about being homosexual, but I mean, like, if you are an overly religious parent, you say you can't have sex, you can't have a boyfriend. Let's go to school. That's like, woo, girl, going wild. Like, as soon as they get out your house,
they're doing exactly opposite of what you've been preaching.
Opposite, back in the day. But see, that's the thing, Tyrone. They hit it, but it didn't mean that it wasn't allowed.
And it doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. It was happening. It just was happening under the radar.
Right.
You know, they had their underground culture, and it was existing. And at some point, it was decided that they shouldn't have to be under the radar, and they shouldn't have to have this culture.
I agree.
So,
I know.
it just is what it is.
There's a YouTube series on there's a YouTube channel called Driftwood, and I like when I'm like on the road, I listen to stories from other gay people all the time. There's so many men that have went into marriages, have had children, and they're like back from the 70s, 80s. They're oldest. They're like 50, 60 years old now.
They get older and find
they're like,
you don't want to suppress it because we don't need the down low.
Yeah, of course. And see, so it's like damn if they do or damn if they don't. So they go live a straight life. You're like, oh, you was gay the whole time. Why? You know, you could have just been gay. But it's like you would have criticized me for being gay. So like I had to do what people was trying to push me to do. They knew that they were gay when they were getting married. They knew they were gay when they were making children. They knew they were gay when children was popping out. They knew they were gay the whole time.
Well, I think the thing is just being true to yourself and then bringing people in your inner circle. You know, make sure that they're aware of that.
Right.
My only concern, though, with the whole culture around it is the push to make sure that we accept you. Meaning that, you know, I have loved ones that, you know, are gay, aren't gay, you know, just make their own decisions. And it doesn't even have to be about that. But that doesn't mean that we need to publicize it, you know, all the time. So I mean, that's kind of where I teetered a line, you know, when it comes to the culture of it and everything. But at the end of the day, I accept anybody who is true of who they decide to be.
Amen to that. So whatever you are, be who you are, and don't let anybody tell you no different. Because listen, you got one life. As far as we got one life. Live
that's life. So I'm gonna add I'll add to that too. Actually, I believe that if that's who you're supposed to be, nobody should try their best to frame or make you feel ashamed of that.
Even though I will make little Nas X feel ashamed
about that. But I do feel like also, if on the other end of the spectrum, don't expect people to agree and align with everything that you do. Yeah, like let people be out there that disagree with you, and there are people that agree. Because at the end of the day, that in order for you to expect acceptance of your lifestyle choices or your lifestyle natural ways, you have to be accepting of theirs too. It just can't be everyone accepts just what you want to do on both sides.
Yes, I agree with
that. I agree. See that? I agree with that. And on that note, we got to follow up. Ashley, what you got coming up for you so everybody knows how to reach you?
Hey, Cannabis Nursing Solutions. We have our next training course for our nurses on March 10th, I believe. It's the first Friday in March. It's an 8.5-hour CEU course. You can hit me up if you're interested, cannabisnursingsolutions@gmail.com. You can check out my website, cannabisnursingsolutions.llc.com. If you have any questions about what it is that I'm doing, you can also email me, and I can give you the lowdown.
Absolutely. Amen. And how can they reach you if they want to join one of your classes, Alex?
Okay, so
he's not a pole dancer, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Pole dancing, Alex. Yes.
So right now, the only class that I teach consistently is a group fitness class at Merit Downtown Athletic Clubs. So you would actually have to join the gym in order to go to that class or join during a free session. I have like the most diverse, I have a large group of people. There are tons and tons of men in there. There are tons of different races, and there is one of the best gyms I've ever been at. Lifetime is really good with the range of diversity, but like this in Baltimore, this is a really decent gym. So like I teach Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Very high level, off the ground dance fitness instructor. So we have a good time down there. Besides that, I'm just doing a lot of my own like self improvement this year. So I'm not really doing a lot of community outreach type of things. I am right now teaching young girls for a talent show and also a wedding dance kind of performance routine thing right now. So I'm doing both of those things on I kind of like a side hustle. So maybe that's like something I can explore more into once I have a little bit more personal growth. But I guess the only way you can say you reach me or follow me, I'm on Instagram. My thing is dancing_gaming. You can go in there and see a whole bunch of different dancing, a whole bunch of different, kind of art and stuff like that, my fitness journey and all that good stuff too.
Amen to that. So follow him so that you can get to dance and then game and then art and then do everything. He like an entrepreneur and I love it. So we have what happened?
I got a new Instagram account.
What's the Instagram so the people know how to reach you, Ashley?
Cannabis Nursing Solutions.
Hey.
On IG. So there you go, millennials. Y'all was asking for it because you was like, we don't really do Facebook.
Right.
So going on to IG so that you can follow as well. And for the guru, he has his upcoming podcast with the Brothers Who Talk, who will be out on Mile High Radio tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. So listen in for that. And E Digger is coming out with Late Night with E Digger, I think sometime in March. So stay tuned for that. If you're an artist and you got some music and stuff and you want to be on, please reach out to him on Charm City Direct TV. DM him. He probably didn't say that, but go in his DMs anyway. I think that's fine.
Hit him in the DM.
That's okay.
Hey, go to DM.
Go down in the DM. And if you want to hear me talk in my big mouth, you can certainly do that on Millennials Anonymous podcast, which will be airing. And shout out to Tyrone and WPIR Radio 98.4 because we love them over there, and you can follow them on IG on WPIR 98.4 FM.
I'm gonna follow you, Tyrone.
Yes, follow him, and you can hear
Follow
Tyrone. You can find Millennials Anonymous 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. We have the guests on, so listen in for that. So thank you so much for tuning in to Brunchin', and shout out to our WRDR family. We appreciate y'all too. Thanks for rocking with us. We love y'all, and we will listen to y'all tonight because Dizzy D and also our girl Tosh B will be on at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we need you to listen into that as well. Thanks again. Peace. It's brunching time.
No, not that song.
Sorry, call time, but that's my fault. I can't help it, Tyrone. But yeah.
His mom knew when she was doing what she gave him that name at birth. She was like, Tyrone.
That's where that scent came from. Tyrone got it. Just saying.